Luz das nações, luz das nações, a luz das nações, a luz das nações, a luz que ilumina, luz das nações, luz das nações.
Olá, boa tarde. Hoje vou estar à conversa com Dave Niblock. Ele é pastor de jovens na igreja Life Church, em Inglaterra, e esteve em Portugal a propósito da conferência de Tsunami realizada pela igreja Reviver em Santo António dos Cavaleiros. Hello, Dave.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
So good to meet you too.
Welcome to Portugal. It's your first time here?
Actually, it's my fourth time in Portugal. 3 of those times, however, I've been on holiday with my family, enjoying the beautiful beaches and the sun and the food of the Algarve, but this is my first time here visiting a church.
Yeah, great. Tell me about your work in the church with youth people.
Sure, well, our church back home is very similar to what we experience here in Portugal, full of young people, full of passion, full of a lot of energy, and really that's what me and my wife have given our life to, is to lead a movement of young people, which is called Rock Nations. Which is all about empowering young people really to fulfill the potential that is within inside of them. And we do that through regular youth work within our local churches. But then we gather lots of churches from around the UK and also Europe. And we run a big conference called the Rock Nations Youth Conference, which is now, we do it twice because so many young people have started coming to that. We have a lot of music, a lot of creativity, and really just encouraging every single young person, the gift that God has put inside of them, for them to use that, to express it for the, for the purposes of God, really.
About youth people, what kind of challenge they have today?
I think young people have always had similar challenges since humanity started, really. It's the search for identity, it's the understanding of who they are, it's the complexities as they begin to think about their future, dreams and desires. I think the challenges of temptation and comparison with each other are challenges around the world. Obviously now the younger generation have to deal with a challenge that many of us haven't dealt with, which is the instant nature of desire. And we have that through technology. I can immediately look at a video, I can immediately listen to some music, and if I want that, I want it now. And just our attention to that, and often young people can get distracted quite easily. But I think the similar challenges range throughout the generations, and I think our main aim is to help young people understand who they are and understand who God is. And I think if they can start on a journey to answer those 2 questions, then I think they'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. How can the youth people, Christian, spoke about the gospel to their friends and to the world?
I think young people have just got to be themselves. There's no need for them to try and be someone they're not. There's no need for them to be this, religious Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect person. The world is not looking for perfect people. The world is looking for real people who have a hope and who hold on to the promises of God. And so our young people are the best bringers of young people to our church. They're so passionate, they're proud of the church that they belong to because they have a part to play in it. And just as if they were going to a party on a Friday night, they prefer to come to our church on a Friday night because, in their opinion, it's better than the party. And we've worked hard at building a culture where the young people desire to be there, and as a result of that, desire to bring their friends to experience what they've also experienced there, which is a place for them to be themselves, to be open, to be honest, and to allow God to begin to shape their thinking and shape their heart.
What kind of message did you bring to Portugal?
The message I brought to Portugal really is trying to help this generation understand the calling that God has on them, not to downplay that, but to understand the weight that God places within every individual. One of my favorite animals is the eagle. I love the eagle because they are from the family of birds, but yet they are very different species. And the young people here at this church and in this nation and this conference that I've been at, we are all of the species, we are all of the same family of humanity. But yet that doesn't mean we all have to think the same way, live the same way. Eagles have phenomenal strength to endure opposition, strength to endure great challenge. They also have an incredible sight, this ability to see for distance beyond many other animals. They can often see 2 miles ahead. Great vision in young people. And third and finally, just this an ability to soar and not to get bogged down in real trial and real challenge, but to actually soar above that. Because young people deal with so many pressures, deal with so many anxieties, many of them deal with depression and self-harm. I want to help young people here understand that the God that they serve is the one who enables them to soar and rise above all of that.
This is all about the love of God for us.
Of course, without the love of God, we're nothing. And without the love of God, we can do nothing. But the Bible is very clear, it is the love of God which enables us to live. And we love because He first loved us. And nothing compares with the love of God.
Finally, a message to youth people in Portugal.
My message to the young people in Portugal would be that God loves you so much. That God has incredible plans for you. And no matter what you go through, always hold on to God and trust that God knows what He's doing. So often we are uncertain about our future, and young people can be very uncertain about what their next years look like. Who am I going to marry? Where am I going to work? What's the economy going to be like? What's the political situation going to be like? And it can lead them to become anxious and worried. But young people just need to trust God. Trust that God is sovereign. Trust that God is on their side. And begin to develop a friendship with God. And as a result of that, develop a confidence, even when they don't know what's coming, a confidence in Him.
Thank you so much, Dave, for this interview, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Tal como ouvimos, tem tudo a ver com o amor de Deus por nós e, no fundo, pela humanidade. O Dave, com a sua experiência, trouxe até nós esta mensagem de amor de Deus pelas novas gerações também. Para conhecer este tipo de trabalhos missionários e com outras gerações noutros países, contacte-nos pelos endereços que estão agora a passar em rodapé. Mas também não esqueça que esta noite vamos estar consigo às 22h45 na Antena 1. Boa tarde, até ao próximo programa, se Deus quiser.